Welcome back to Let's Laugh About It, the not-so-serious business podcast powered by DTCx. I'm Zoe Kahn, and I'm here to celebrate our wins, vent about our challenges, and bring the D2C and e-commerce community together. Welcome back to Let's Laugh About It, and your favorite guest is back.
I can't believe I'm here.
I really miss recording in the apartment so much.
I know, but I feel weird I've never been in like a real studio when we've done this.
It's Jackie's studio virginity.
It's my first time.
It's her first time. So how does it feel? Do you feel like a celebrity?
Honestly, like whenever I watch a lot of like NYC influencers who have podcasts, and whenever they're like, oh, we're going into the studio today to record, I'm like, is this what the vibe's like?
This is the vibe.
Yeah.
Coming into a studio is so nice because you know everything will like work out.
Yeah.
When Jackie and I were recording in the apartment, there was like so many times where you're like anxious the whole time that the microphone's going to
not
turn
working.
off.
You would like be like so like, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. But like you would always be looking at the levels on the mics to make sure.
Yeah.
You'd have like mini panic attacks when it looked low.
Yeah. So you really can't you can't completely like focus on the podcast when when you're also making sure that there's like.
And then we'd stream on Twitch, which would be kind of overwhelming sometimes.
Yeah. I miss that.
But I do miss that.
I want to bring back the streaming in some capacity.
Yeah. No, I think it's fun and it makes it more like interactive, but we're back.
We're back. It's 2025 and lots of exciting announcements, and the podcast is actually getting a rebrand. I'm excited for like multiple different reasons because one, bringing back guests.
Yeah.
I really wanted to have guests on when we launched the podcast, but it was just like so hard to coordinate.
Yeah, like me being there every week was not how it was supposed to be. Mm-hmm. It worked out, but like that's not how it was supposed to be.
Yeah, it wasn't supposed to be.
And this is a
like
tease because this is not how this one's going to be.
Yeah, this is a tease. It's like, just kidding. But I'm sure everyone's like so excited to see you because we haven't done like a podcast. We've posted like the CX journeys, but nothing. We haven't like done the Let's Laugh About It theme in a while. So 2025 is a priority. Yeah. And again, if this is like the first time you're listening, a little bit about Let's Laugh About It. We talk about laughable moments in business, anything that is, lighthearted. Maybe like a mistake happened and you learn from it and you can laugh about it now, even though it might have been traumatic at one point, or you had a funny situation happen. Lots of different things, but I really, really want to focus on having like retention leaders and e-commerce leaders and CX leaders, of course, but anyone from like different brands. And so we could talk about, their brand side experience and everything. So that's going to be the podcast. Today's just I almost said solo episode because I feel like me and Jackie are one.
Yeah.
Jackie, you should tell them a little bit about yourself.
Oh my God, I hate this question. I don't even know what to say about myself when I'm asked that. But what should I say about myself?
There's so many things.
There's so many things. I'm multifaceted.
Yes.
By day, I'm a litigation paralegal.
Crazy.
Studying to take the bar, went to law school. By night, Zoe's. I wouldn't even
Handler.
call myself. Yeah. But I also like work very closely with Zoe's agency. I like lead some accounts. Zoe's agency is doing super well. Now I'm like not even talking about myself anymore. But yeah, that's all I can think of for myself.
Jackie is my lifeline, my backbone, my lawyer. She's my everything, and she literally keeps me alive. You actually do.
I kind of do.
She really does. The most fun thing about Jackie is she's in all my emails. And so she sees what's going on because, you get an email for everything. Mm-hmm. And I love doing something super weird and then getting a text from Jackie that's like.
No, like the amount of, now she has finally landed on like a brand she's starting that like actually will be something, all those kind of things. But the amount of times I like when she first started ordering things for this. Like,
the business?
Yeah. I was like, what are you doing? Like, why are you ordering like trinkets on like in the middle of the night? Like I was so
on Alibaba. Yeah. She'd be like, Zoe, I think someone's using your credit card. And I'm like, no, that's me ordering fairies. Yeah. Jackie.
No, that's you.
That's me ordering fairies from China. Yes.
Or it'll be like my favorite. Normally I like know what's coming through your email, but there was actually one recently, and it said like normally I can essentially respond for Zoe, and one recently came through that was like, I know it was like somebody connecting Zoe and somebody else. And he was like, I'm sure both of you know how to take it from here. Like, I was like, this is actually the one time that like I don't know what Zoe's prior conversation about this was. Like,
what's going on in her head. Yeah. Jackie really like I wouldn't be able to do everything that I do without Jackie because she's like a clone of me but better. Like, I'm not kidding. But a lot of times it's hard to do, you know, like the business and like the personal branding and like the recordings and the podcast and the events and stuff. And Jackie's able to, you know, we're able to like multitask where, you know, I'm on like a client meeting, but there's someone wants to meet about like an event and sponsor this or that. And then Jackie's able to like go there and, you know, hear it out and get all the logistics before coming to me and saying like, do you want to do this?
And it does help move things along because I actually find like, since I'm so on top of your email, like if I'm even like, especially like 24 hours delayed in like getting back to somebody, I'm like, oh my God, I just took like a week. But then other people will take like a week to get back about like one question. And I realize like, wow, like it really is like hard to stay on top of these kinds of things if you don't have somebody else like doing it with you.
Yeah.
Because like essentially everybody that like contacts Zoe will get a response like within a couple minutes. But like then we wait for responses for so long and then I'll be like, why is nobody answering anything? And I'm like, oh yeah, I guess a lot of people don't have like another person in their email like checking everything.
And every time I tell like founders and e-commerce leaders or, you know, anyone who's just like in a management or higher level like job, and I tell them about Jackie and like how she saves my life, the most common phrase is, I need a Jackie.
Yeah.
We should put that on a shirt.
I know we really should. But like it'd be too niche. Like we wouldn't, like who would buy that?
Everyone.
I know some people who wouldn't.
Who wouldn't?
Yeah. Just kidding.
Kind of.
Yeah.
I also know some people who wouldn't.
I know some people who wouldn't buy I need a Zoe.
There's a lot of people who wouldn't.
No, I'm only thinking of a person.
I'm thinking of like 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Only one comes to my mind.
Anyways, so differences about Let's Laugh About It this go around. I think the guest is going to be the biggest thing.
Guests are going to be huge because as much as I like to listen to like me and Zoe yap, like it was starting to get hard. Like I was like I would like go to edit a reel and I'm like, I seriously can't listen to just us two going back and forth anymore.
I know. It's so funny because people miss the whole like Jackie Zoe.
I know. Which is really sweet.
Yeah, it's so sweet. But also when we first moved in together, it was like a crazy reality TV show because we had this crazy neighbor, and so I used to post about it, and like me and Jackie would have our like moments on my Instagram story, and people like really got to know Jackie and Zoe as roommates, and this like crazy thing is happening to them. And so it was like, it set us up for like, oh, what else is going on in Jackie and Zoe's lives?
Yeah. No, yeah. It did like set up for like a fun, like, I don't know, banter. But then like as things went on, it was like, I don't know much about this world.
Yeah. No,
actually,
now you do.
Actually, I take that back. Because we would record that like, what now? Like, we've been on a break from the podcast for like solid several months. Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like now I actually could
talk about stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, Jackie, I'm so impressed with Jackie because
my phone keeps vibrating and I'm going to turn the vibrate off. Sorry.
So Jackie like originally started helping me from like simply I couldn't keep up with like opening up my mail and paying my bills.
No, like Zoe couldn't like pay a medical bill. Not because she couldn't afford to pay it, but because although who can? It's a whole nother conversation for another day.
Yeah.
Like medical expenses in this country. But no, like just because like it would like, it just didn't behoove her to like open it up and pay it. So she'd be like, Jackie, I'll pay you to just pay this. Like,
I'll pay you to pay this. No, it's just like, I think people can relate to this when you're so mentally like drained from your day to day. And I feel like probably like moms can probably relate to this the most. Because you're so like mentally stimulated and any little inconvenience or just like task feels like the end of the world.
See, and I'm I think why we work so well is because I'm the opposite, like in a toxic way. Like I will have like major things I need to do, which I can't even like think of an example right now, but I don't know, something more major than paying like my roommate's medical bill. But like that is a task I can like do, and I can like do all those little tasks. So sometimes like those little tasks that like to you seem overwhelming, like to me are like, oh, like I can turn my brain off when I do that.
Yeah, so interesting.
Yeah.
People, we just have that. We do complement each other so well, because the other thing that Jackie, when I say like she's my backbone, she's like my like, what do I say, source or reason, voice of reason or something like that.
I just remind you to be patient.
Be patient, but then also like I am so overly optimistic and I trust everyone and I just like want the best out of anything going on. And Jackie like brings me down to earth, and she's like, don't forget that like not everyone's a good person. Trust your intuition.
No, I feel like I can be such a negative Nelly, but it's only because I'm like protecting Zoe. But like sometimes like she'll get really excited about like a new opportunity and stuff, and I'll have to be like, Zoe, like there is like a huge chance this is not going to work out. And like, I don't want you to be like absolutely devastated when it doesn't. So like, just prepare yourself that like it might not.
Yeah. No, and she'll never hold me back from doing things, because I think there's people who could be so negative and they'll be like, that's never going to work out. That's too risky. Don't try
which I would
it.
never say.
Yeah. Jackie's always so supportive, but she brings me down to earth of like, okay, this can work out, but like there's a high, it working out is a low possibility.
Yeah. Or I'll just be like, this would be so great if it worked out. Like there was something recently where I was like, this would be like so great if it worked out, but like I also don't think it's like a huge loss if it doesn't. And if it doesn't, like you learn lessons from it and like you'll know what to do next time, which I feel like ended up being true. And if you're thinking of what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, no, I think I'm thinking of it.
And then what was the other example I was going to give? I can't remember, but yeah, it's just about being like realistic. I also feel like they just teach you that in law school. Even with like when Zoe's like waiting to like hear back about something, you know, when it's like you're going back with somebody else, like contracts and stuff. Sometimes Zoe will be like, so when do you think we're going to hear back from them? And I'm like, I mean, like hopefully by X day, but like it could be like a week. I don't know.
I was just talking about this the other day too. And this is like well, can laugh about it now, but I'm so grateful to have a couple different things, but like have Jackie, but like also be in like a less vulnerable state of my life, because when I was like first in my career and like talking about contracts and stuff, I made like a lot of kind of decisions where I just like signed my life away type thing, because I'm scared like I need my job, or like I'm scared of like I don't have a professional person to consult about this. And if I do, they like they're not, I can't waste their time. And like, it's just like such a scary place to be as like a poor, like just starting off in your career, even just it's just a scary place to be. And it's like, it leaves a lot of room for like, for lack of better terms, like being manipulated.
Yeah, because a lot of times people will like, especially when it comes to like contracts and stuff, like people are, I don't know, say you're like in a conversation with somebody and like they signed the contract, you know, on their end and you signed it on your end, and then they'll come back to you and like they'll tell you like, well, according to the contract, this is that. But it's like that's the way you're interpreting the contract, like. And then if you're just being told like, oh, they're saying like this stands because I signed this, and you just like accept it. Where I feel like a few years ago, probably like not even that long ago, you might have been like, oh, like yeah, they're saying like I signed that, but like it's like not everything's like that. Like everything can really be like, you can work around anything.
Yeah. Or it's just like you need to protect yourself.
Yeah,
and
you do need to protect yourself.
It's okay to go back and like ask questions about a contract or get some clarity, or, you know, it's okay. Like you don't have to sign every single thing. You can like get things removed if it's like doesn't work out for your like situation. And I would never ever think to like fight a contract, because a lot of times there's like money involved where you are like relying on that to like pay your bills and shit.
Yeah, so then it also adds like a level of pressure if like maybe you need to sign something so that you can get like your payout, but like you can't, it's like it's also like a privilege thing, because if you can't wait for that payout, then you might just be like, fine, I'll sign it now. So I just get it. So like, it's also like if you're in a place where you can like wait a minute, which then also just comes with like age and time and all that kind of stuff. But it is scary. And I do think people like don't realize that they're like allowed to be like, wait, I want to change this about my contract. Even like when I've like given people contracts to sign, I'm like, obviously, like anything we ever design for a contract, like I like to think like it never has any type of like trickery in it. It's pretty straightforward. But like I am always kind of like shocked. I've never been questioned. Like nobody's ever been like, can we actually change this? And I also think it's just because like fair and stuff. But it is interesting. Like people don't question anything.
It's so standard to just have to like sign things to do stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder, I kind of want to bring up the contract that I signed to be on Frogger and show you. Is that legal?
To show me it?
Yeah.
Well, you can show me it. I don't know if you can show them it. It also depends how long ago did you go on Frogger?
It was 2022, I think.
Okay. Then it's probably, I wouldn't imagine it's less than a 3-year.
Well, there was like things in there that I'm like, I don't know if I should sign this.
Yeah.
But like,
well, the other thing, like, which this is probably like bad advice, but like, and this doesn't go with everything, but a lot of times certain things about contracts, like for things like that, a lot of it is like up to the interpretation of the reader.
Yeah.
Like a lot of things can be like, I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't want to say anything that.
Yeah. Or sometimes things seem scary and they're not. Like sometimes I'm like, Jackie, I am not signing this.
No, recently, there was something. And you were like, I remember I had like just gone out of Pilates. I'm like trying to catch up. And she's like, we shouldn't do this. We shouldn't do this, right? Whatever. What's this? Oh my God, I thought that we cleared this up. I'm like, we did. Like, you're literally misreading what this says. Like, you're freaking out for no reason.
It's hard to read, too.
No,
they're not
scary.
Like normal words.
It's scary,
and they're
too.
all like mixed up and
they're
shit.
purposely not normal words.
It's so annoying.
It is annoying. I think actually that's why like anytime I've had to give a contract to somebody, they do not question it because I just make it very simple language. Also, a lot of people are chat GPT in their contracts these days, which just makes things more confusing because it's going to be like a chat GPT version of like those types of words, and it's
so confusing.
Why are we talking about so much legal stuff?
I don't know, but I want to give an update on life. I also think we need to stop spinning. It's distracting. We're both doing it.
Oh, okay. I'm so sorry, guys.
Let's see how still we could sit.
Oh God. Okay. I also like keep not knowing where to look.
I think we just look at each other.
Me too.
Because that's the camera, but
because I'm thinking back to when I would edit the reels, and I did prefer it when we were looking at each other.
Just looking at each other? Okay.
It looked like more of a conversation.
I suppose an update on life and everything in the agency. So December 31st, well, I guess we can say January 1st, 2025, decided to go agency full time. Which is crazy.
So exciting.
So I feel like I tell my agency story so much that maybe I'll save it for like another day, or if anyone is interested, maybe I can like, I don't even know. But the agency was an accident, and I did it part-time for 2 years because I had a full-time job, and I was very focused on that. And Jackie can tell you, it's like, I was a psycho about being like at the very least 9 to 5 in my full time.
Well, because I would even sometimes, because I'm on Zoe's calendar and her email and stuff, I would, because in my head, like all the jobs I've ever had, like it's like a very strict like you have like a lunchtime, your window's like 10 to 2. So I would always like tell Zoe like I can meet in the middle of my workday, like before I had more time with IA, be like, I can be in the middle of my workday. It just has to be between 10 and 2. Like that was like my lunch window. So sometimes I would like think of that with Zoe's calendar, and I would like put something on her calendar for like, I don't know, 11. And I would be like, well, that'll be fine because it's her lunch break or something. Like she could just say it's her lunch break. Like everybody is getting that. And she'd be like, Jackie, for the 5,000th time, if you put something else on my calendar between 9 to 5, I'm going to kill you.
Yeah. No, I was so strict about like, because to me,
because even if you could take a lunch, you just were like, I don't want to like combine the two things.
Yeah, and I'm sure I could take a lunch.
Yeah.
It's
like legally
just
you can.
that. Thank you. I never did for like the last, 6 years. I just feel, I don't know. I feel like someone's paying me to do something, then I should like, I need to be there, even though I would like completely overwork and like overextend myself. But I don't know. It's like it's probably some trauma thing, but
no, but also like makes sense.
Yeah.
Like
so,
if you need to work from 9 to 5, like.
I think I could have, looking back, I probably could have been a little bit more flexible because of how many hours, late night hours, early day hours, and weekend hours that I gave to like my 9 to 5, you know? Yeah. So I think I could have been a little bit more flexible, but I was very strict about like.
No, very strict.
Making sure that I did my brand side job.
I can literally like probably search the word like calendar motion, because that's Zoe's calendar. Little plug. Some other keywords, and I could probably find some messages from Zoe being like, hey,
you know, if you search 9 to 5
passive aggressive emoji smiling. Can we stop?
I know. Yeah. So I'm super excited. It feels very freeing to be able to, you know, make my own schedule, work on the clients, the agency. And it's also just a really cool way that it was set up, because it was operating on its own for so long with just like basically my like mentorship is what I would call it.
Yeah.
So now I can go in and like improve efficiencies, and like I have like big goals on like data pulling and doing things that'll help all the clients without having to be like super in the weeds with like doing the implementation for some of the clients. Yeah. I can still show face, but I don't have to be like relied on, but I can do things that like improve every client. I'm so excited.
No, yeah, I'm so excited to have Zoe, because I've like sort of half like trained myself on a lot of stuff, half got some training. So like I'm excited to just like have Zoe the whole time. Like Zoe will be like operating more like, she'll be like on some meetings but trying to operate in the background. So it's just gonna be really fun, and like I don't know, just so much more like relaxed almost in a weird way.
Yeah,
like I feel like things are gonna get busier but like easier, which is nice,
and so much more work-life balance, because even though I was like not super involved with the agency, it's always running, right? So there's always something going on, and that I need to stay in the loop for, and you know, like text to read, Slack messages to read, even if I'm not like doing the stuff, I just have to like I need to know what's going on, right?
Well, even like I've even noticed in the last like, I mean, it's only been like what, 2 weeks really, but like I've noticed that, I mean, last night you were like working in the evening, but I think it's just because you probably like weren't doing much or something. Like it's just,
I was on a rabbit hole.
It's just in Zoe's nature. Like if she gets down a rabbit hole, or if she's just like bored, she's like, why not work?
Or triggered.
I'm like, like, whereas I'm like, if I'm like bored, I'm like, I'm going to binge Southern Charm right now. Just kidding. I will work, but like you are like on a different level. But like I've noticed even like you're full time with the agency, but I like, well, I guess now you're not balancing two things, so it makes sense. But like I notice less activity from you in the evenings, which is good, because I'm always telling Zoe like you need to like have strict boundaries with yourself, like work 9 to 5. And I think it'll even be more possible with the agency, because like your previous position, like the nature of the job, like I feel like everyone was working after 5, which like respect the hustle, but like it makes it impossible to like unplug if you're a part of it, I feel like.
Yeah, well, sometimes too, people will like, even in this whole remote world, really you can people work like, whenever you want.
Yeah.
And so if people are like prefer to work at night, then they're like hitting up at night. And that's why I feel bad sometimes when I'm working at night, just because I want to. I never want anyone to feel like they need to respond to things.
Yeah.
And so I want to be better at that, where I'm like working on things that don't involve other people.
Yeah. Like if you're going to work in the evening, like not have it be something like you didn't answer. But yeah, I just feel like, though, I do think over time, like naturally as it evens out, you will start being strict with yourself with the 9 to 5, because oddly, this is kind of like backwards, because I feel like you could think like, oh, if I hate my job, I can't wait to log off at 5. But I actually think I find that like when I'm really enjoying my job, I like do strictly work from 9 to 5 because I don't get distracted in between 9 to 5. Like I'm enjoying what I'm doing. So then I find when 5 o'clock comes around, I'm like, oh, I'm like actually done for the day. And I feel like I'm accomplished. I don't need to keep working this evening. And like the nature of the agency, like none of our clients should or are going to answer us after 5 p.m. Like I've noticed they all really do, which is good. That means they're respecting their boundaries, which is good. Everyone should respect their work boundaries.
Yep. Yeah. I am super excited for some of the clients we're working with. One in particular, which I'm allowed to talk to about. Jackie's always like, don't talk about our clients because it's not legal, right?
Which one are you going to talk
about? Breeze.
Oh, because they have given us explicit permission that we can.
Yeah.
I want to make that clear so that none of our other clients get scared.
It's one of them that it's fun because I can like be as involved with clients as I want to. And it's just kind of like a bonus if I'm like have extra time. Like all the clients are going to be taken care of no matter what, like with the best experience ever. If like it's really important, quality over quantity for sure. But Breeze I'm so excited for because it's I was like, I think I ordered on day 1. I've actually been meaning to go look up like what number order I was.
No, you have been like a day 1.
Literally day 1. And it's so cool to see the brand evolve and work with like Nick and Aaron, and their team is so amazing. And I'm just like, it's so cool to like build something that like you were like a day 1 purchaser from.
Yeah. No, they're a fun team. I've only been on like a few, maybe 1 meeting so far, but yeah, I really enjoyed it.
It's cool. Just getting involved with more of the client stuff and then the back end things. And then actually my goal is all of this like content and networking and releasing like helpful content in any sort of way is what I really, really like. And it feels nice to be able to like do that during the day without having like, pressure of being like, oh no, like I need to get this done before 9 a.m. or 5 p.m. going back to that, or like do it on the weekends, and like really accept that this is the content part is like a big part of, helping like the customer experience community and putting the word out there about Inevitable and stuff. Yeah. So it feels like I really want to focus on that and just like do more to give back like helpful content or even just like entertaining content. Yeah. And it be part of my like job.
Yeah. It's literally a part of your job. Yeah. No, it's so cool because like that's always like, I mean, everything about like all of it, like you're like into, but you always like did find like, even with like, there would even be times where like, because when we were doing this podcast before, it was like we were filming, but then I was like doing all of the editing and stuff. And so sometimes like just like selfishly, like if we hadn't filmed yet and the podcast would go live the next day, I would be like, any chance we could like skip this week so that I don't have to edit tonight? And Zoe would be like, in like a very kind way. Like it wasn't like no, we're working. Yeah. She'd be like, because she would, whenever it would come like down to like that much of a wire and it was like kind of clear that I like maybe wanted to go to bed. Like, so it would always be like, I will edit. And then I would be like, well, no, because I'm a control freak. Like I have to edit it. So like I'm doing it. But so like that was me I didn't have to do it. But that's because like, the content stuff really has always been so important to you. Like you'd be like, we cannot go, even if like nobody watched it, we cannot go a week without posting.
Because I think that for me, I really enjoy it. And it's like, I just feel this sense of like obligation to put stuff out there about CX because it's so undervalued and like underappreciated. And there's like not that much out there. And so and now too, I feel like I've gotten enough people where they like enjoy it, even if it's just literally like one person. Yeah. And they like, they are a struggling like entry-level CXer and they're like, wow, I can't believe you can make like a whole career out of this. Or you like, because I started in like part-time customer support and like I'm here now as like a VP level operator and agency owner. Like I would have never thought that like it would have started from just being part-time customer support. Yeah. And so I feel so obligated to like share things.
And consistency like really is so key. Like you could like post like consistently for like 2 weeks, but then if you fall off for a month, everybody already forgot about you. Like you have to be consistent with whatever it is you're doing. Yeah. For it to like actually like make a, stick.
Yeah. So that's the agency. Really cool announcement. Launching a brand.
Mm-hmm.
Big step. It's called Salamat Soul. It was inspired by our trip. Me and Brittany went to the Philippines. There's content on the website. If you go to inevitableagency.co and check out the donate page, Jackie made it. It's beautiful.
Zoe cleaned it up, but I did the base.
You did so good. I'm always so impressed where I'm like, Jackie, I want to do this. And it's like, I expect it to be done in like, I don't know, the next month. And Jackie's like, done.
I know I did do that like an hour later. That was like a weird day. I was feeling like I got a lot done that day. That was like, I did like a week's worth of work in like one day that day.
So impressive. And so you can see some of the videos that we did some outreach programs and gave back to the community in the Philippines with our team. It was amazing. And I wish that I went earlier. I want to touch on before we like end to the kind of like the sneak peek into the
What?
BPO.
Oh, I hate that word.
Okay, we can talk about that. Okay.
Yeah.
But I don't want to forget to talk about it. So when we were there, after their first outreach, I had a literal shower thought because I realized, so many people don't have like the basic necessities and we want to give back, and like our team in the Philippines is so like generous and kind and like wanting to give back and stuff, and so it was very motivating and inspirational, and a lot of people in many places, but like we're gonna start in the Philippines, they don't even have like a basic necessity of light at night. Like when the sun goes down, it's time to like go to bed, or like there's not a lot of even light. And so after the outreach, like Brittany and I were like, we have to do more. Like it's such like small gestures that like take no time and barely any money from us help people so much. Yeah. So I had a shower thought and I said, what if we created like little solar panel like things? I keep calling them trinkets. Everyone's like,
well, because you had the idea of like selling trinkets, but for like no reason. She had that idea like a few months ago, and I literally was like, that I actually think I was like, I think I actually was mean about that idea. I'm pretty sure I was like, that literally makes no sense. Like you have like, makes no sense. But then you like put the two together.
Yeah. For some reason, I love fairy gardens. Like something about them. Jackie's like,
it's like not my cup of tea, but like I'm into it.
I think they're so adorable and like
no, and there's a corner of the market that is very into that.
Yeah. So that was like a thought like months ago where I'm like, it would be so cool to have like a fairy garden. And I like looked up and there's like not that much fairy garden competition. Like it's there's no like cool fairy gardens, Yeah. So that I know of. So I was like toying with that idea months ago, and Jackie's like, can you stop? You have way too much going on.
Because there was also like a lot of stuff going on. There was like another thing she was like possibly going to acquire. Yeah. I was like, this is like not gonna work.
She's my savior. But so when we realized there's like so much we can do to like provide light, I was like, well, what if we do everything has some type of like solar or like light related to it, and we sold them, and the proceeds go to providing light in the Philippines or to other people, and then the name came up from Brittany and I, like the only word that we learned in Tagalog, and there's like a lot of dialects of Tagalog, and the Salamat means thank you, and then Soul is sun, not in Tagalog, but everyone, what is soul? What language is that actually? Soul means sun, though. It's like well known, right?
Oh, I don't know.
Did you know soul meant sun?
No.
Oh, interesting.
Well, I did because you told me once you created this name.
Oh, interesting. I thought that no,
now that you're saying it, I feel like I've seen SOL. Like,
yeah,
I've seen it. But I don't know what language it is. So you combine two different languages for the title?
Probably.
Or for the name?
I should look that up.
Maybe we should look into that.
Whatever. I'm not changing it.
You shouldn't.
So it's called Salamat Soul. Thank you, son. There's a website, salamatsoul.com. And, .com. Yeah, .com.
But Zoe's going to take her time with it and not rush into anything so that it's done correctly and right.
Yes. So the stages of it is we've got a Shopify store. It's like in like a pre-launch, not pre-launch, but like just collecting emails for anyone who wants to be notified.
Yeah.
And then I'm trying to do my best at like kind of like building in public and sharing the journey because I think it's cool. Like right now it's literally like product and development and like ideation and design and like those things. So it's like barely anything yet, but it's cool to share like the process of even just like finding a first manufacturer. So I've been ordering samples, and one of the samples we got is like a lantern, and it's it is solar paneled obviously, and then it's got designs on it so the sun, or when the light's on, you can see like flowers on the ground.
Yeah,
it's
that
super
one was
sweet.
cute. Yeah.
And then I got one fairy that's absolutely horrendous, and she didn't even have a solar panel on her.
That one was upsetting.
So there'll be lots of ups and downs, but it's going to be an agency brand is what I keep calling it. It's like going to be like owned by the agency. I don't know like legally what it's going to be, but I really want it to be like a place where we can use it for training and like opportunity, and because so much I really like even some of this content, I want to just like show you guys what I'm doing in the back end. You know, like show you what's going on in Shopify and show you what's going on in Gorgeous and like how I set things up. But you can't really do that with other people's brands. Like, it's just not legal.
Unless they allow it.
Jackie is like always making sure I do things the legal way.
I really am.
Yeah. So now it's like, fine, if I have to do it legally, I'll just start my own thing.
Yeah. Honestly, the crazy thing too with like business stuff, and I like learned about it in law school, and I also like have just like listened to podcasts and stuff. Like it is crazy how like essentially like literally every business that's like ever existed, not like actually, but like so many people like start businesses without doing like anything like the proper or legal way, and then like after like a few years like realize like, oh wait, wasn't doing anything right. So like we're doing really well.
No, should we share? I think we've talked about this before, but about like how my first like agency task for you, I was like, I'm not even sure if I have.
Oh, like a LLC that's still standing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Literally, and when she was like, I don't think I do, I was like, then you don't. Because like, like you have to, like, you would know if you did. And you have to renew it like yearly.
Well, it's another legal thing. It's so annoying because I set it up all on LegalZoom, and
LegalZoom is a scam.
They manipulated me into like thinking that I needed to be paying for this stuff. And then I'm like, wait, like, no, I don't want any of that.
There's like not that many legalities that go into, I mean, there are once you like grow and grow and grow, but like when you're just starting and you just want like a business that like has a tax ID number, like, which is really all you kind of need. Like when you just like are starting your own LLC.
Yeah.
For it to be like legal. Like there's no reason why you need to pay LegalZoom anything.
Yeah. And so I thought that I wanted the service that kept it in legal standing, but which
you only need to pay like $70 a year to keep.
Right. Whatever it was. But I ended up canceling everything because I think that they charged me for something, and I was like, no, I didn't want that. Refund me. And then it ended up just like canceling everything. But then I was kind of confused what was and wasn't.
Well, and then they like still send you emails. I should like unsubscribe you. They still send you emails for like reminders to do things because they want you. It's really just like a trick because they want you to like then open up that email, and then it'll be like, do it through our platform and pay us all this money. But like none of it's necessary.
And half the time you're like, you're getting these emails saying that you need to do this to be in like good legal standing, but then half the time it's like
not something you actually have to do.
Yeah.
Like you sent me one the other day, which was something that we did do and you do have to do, but you do it when you like renew your LLC. So I was like, we already did that. And also it was kind of funny because they like sent, it doesn't matter, I'm going on a tangent, but like it was, you really didn't have to do it until like, I don't know, April or something like that. And it was like, you had to do it within a week, which I also like, am not sure if like, that was also a LegalZoom scare tactic. This is a LegalZoom hater podcast. It's such a scam. All of those kind of websites are such a scam.
Yeah. I mean, it's nice to have like something if you don't have resources, but it is just like crazy how much like
they're like just preying on people who like don't have resources really.
Yeah.
Which can knock the hustle.
Yeah. So agency, brand, and then something that we're like, if you're listening to this, you get a sneak peek, because I'm not ready to announce it yet, because I want to make sure to announce it like put it on the website and all of those things, like full blown announce, is launching publicly outsourcing. So when I was whispering about it earlier, typically it's called BPO, business process outsourcing or whatever. But BPOs, that like term has such like a negative connotation to it.
Yeah, and I don't think I have a negative connotation because anybody made me, because honestly, like I didn't even know what it was, because I wasn't, like when it was first brought up to me, I wasn't super involved yet. I just think that term is like kind of arrogant. Yeah. Because they're people.
Yeah, no, I know. And also I think about this a lot too, because you work with so many businesses and tech companies that have like people working for them in other countries. It's normal, right?
Yeah.
And so like us providing support agents that aren't in America is like just like that.
Yeah. And like they're like such great workers, and we're like,
honestly, they're better workers than the Americans.
And the nice thing is like what we pay them here Americans. Is like a way more money when it converts over there. And so like we're able to provide them with like way better salaries than they would get if they just got a job in their country. So it's like a rewarding thing. And something about I don't know what it is. What is it? Business process?
BPO. Outsourcing?
Business process outsourcing?
I think that's, yeah.
I just like don't even understand that term for what it is.
We'll have to like look up the history of.
Yeah, because something about it rubs me the wrong way, but maybe it shouldn't.
I don't know. But either way, like even in the customer experience and support world, they don't have a good rep. And that's where it started last year. I got so fed up with dealing with BPOs, so I decided to make my own basically on accident. The same thing with like literally everything in my like that's like any type of entrepreneurial like in my life is just like me getting fed up or like not knowing where to send people or what to do because I don't trust anyone. So I just like figure out how to do it myself.
Yeah.
So that's what happened. And I got so fed up with all the different BPOs because they just like make promises that don't like they can't follow through with. And then the poor like people working for them are just unhappy and like, oh, it just like drove me crazy. And and low performance, but not necessarily their fault. Like
no, just lack of training
or the lack of education that the like sometimes they would hire people who, you know, they don't practice their English a lot. And so like no wonder they're not going to like be able to communicate effectively. Like it's their second language. Like I can't speak another language and communicate business. Like
no,
it's such a hard thing. So yeah, we figured it out, and I'm like really, really proud of like us and the team for figuring it out because it seemed like such an impossible feat.
Yeah.
Definitely, I don't think we'll ever be the most profitable like outsourcing solution, but anything we do with the agency or business, I like don't care about making $1 million. I just want to be like provide good service and be a good partner and everything. Yeah. So
and me, I'm just like, because I also handle the books. I'm like, as long as I can pay everybody and like we can pay any business expenses, I'm good.
Yeah. And everyone is like taken care of and the clients are taken care of. That's like all that matters. I think maybe one day when we like, if we wanted to open up an office or something like.
Then we'd have to start being a little more mindful.
Yeah. But I also feel as if that shouldn't come from people's salaries. It should come from like, you know, doing something differently or I don't know. I just really, really want to make sure that like people are taken care of first and everything else, as long as we're not losing money.
Now I know what you're saying. Yeah, no, like an office would never come from people's salary. Just like we'd have to be like maybe charging people what we should actually charge.
Yeah, no, we're pretty. I'm just kidding. If you want cheap, inevitable services, get in now.
Yeah.
Before we open up an office.
Yeah.
Once you see an office.
Prices are going up.
Prices are going up. But yeah, it's something we're going to probably. So right now we provide it if people ask. We don't market it, but really I haven't marketed the agency much at all. I talk about it, but I haven't done like marketing. But yeah, like the outsourcing part isn't even on the website or anything yet, because we wanted to like really make sure we figured it out. And right now we have such a high demand for it that we like can't really like, we'll figure it out.
I literally conduct so many interviews a week.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's so cool. And we're just, the best part is the like being able to show businesses that you can outsource and have good results that are profitable and like better service than some of like the people you've had in the past that are onshore. It's like, it's incredible. Incredible.
It really is.
Yeah. So that's 2025. I think that's going to be a really cool part of scaling that. And going back to the Philippines too. Another announcement is we decided that 1% of agency, any income that comes into the agency will be going towards the outreach programs. Yeah. So anyone who works with the agency is giving back.
Yeah, that'll be exciting when January wraps up, because we'll do it like monthly. So we should like
create like a scale or something. And put it on.
Because then like once this month wraps up, like once I get all of the payments for January, which we're almost there, we'll like put it into like the account that will be separated. And it'll be 1%. So it would be cool to see that ends up being. I could probably do the math quickly in my head right now.
Yeah. And then what was cool when we went to the Philippines and we had the idea, the agents organized everything. It was incredible. They wanted to give back. And so I asked some of our tech partners, and honestly, I just like put on my Instagram for like micro donations too. Yeah. And we raised so much money to be able to like bring, because it was $10 to be able to provide a 3-day grocery package and a hot meal. So we were just collecting, donate as many like $10 like increments that you want, and we've raised a good amount of money to like do this one outreach program, so that now we have a donate page on Inevitable's website, so people can donate whenever they want. So we'll be collecting donations, and then anyone who wants to get involved with the outreach program, again, there's more information on the site, but we ended up being able to like feed over 600 people in need. And not only that, I think that was a cool part, but we were able to like provide like entertainment, which sounds kind of like silly, but like we went to an orphanage and like they had never gotten like face painting before or seen like a magician. And or like we brought even like toys and like gifts and stuff. So it was like way more than just feeding people. And
it's like an event.
And it was like a lot of people don't get to experience just like recreational things that are like organized. So it was super cool to be able to do that. And we want to do it like bigger and better and more like in so many different ways. So if you ever want to participate in it, the donate page is on the website. And then if you want to be like a bigger like sponsored and have like your name on the stuff, we'll a lot of like tech partners are offering to do that, which we're so happy to like accept that and involve you guys, and maybe even people want to come with to the next outreach. I highly suggest, like, it was life-changing.
I want to go next time.
Jackie's gonna come.
This trip was like right before Christmas, and it was just like a busy time.
It was crazy.
I couldn't make it work, but like we're hoping maybe this time
May or June ish. So I think it would be really cool to have somebody, if it's not going to be mandatory, but like I'm just like extending the offer. Like if there's sponsors, like large sponsors, and you want to
come as well.
Send someone on behalf of your team. I think it's really good for people to see. And there's more people like in the Philippines in these like tech platforms than in America or in like, so it's like these are the people using your tech, so I think it's like well overdue time to like give back and help them. So it's a really, really cool thing that we want to do more of in 2025.
100%.
And then Events. I'm really, really wanting to go to like as many events as possible. Right now, Shop Talk is for sure. So Shop Talk's in Vegas in March. Is that right? Yeah, March. So if anyone's going to Shop Talk, I know it's kind of like early to talk about it, but
you'll be involved in like, Zoe will have her own booth and stuff.
Yes. So if you're going to be there, I want to make sure that I see you. And then, I've been to Shop Talk. I didn't go last year, but the year before, and it was so much fun, especially if you can get a little bit of time off of work. I did not, but regardless of that, there's like pick and choose the events you want to go to, but it's really fun because people will do, live music and shows, and you get to experience like Vegas with e-commerce, like the two best things in the world.
Yeah. I'm just kidding. Yeah.
Vegas and e-commerce. So that's the big one coming up. And then,
was there something in May? There's a gorgeous event in May.
Is that like as DTCx maybe?
DTCx maybe.
Yeah. And
it's like an event. It's not just like a advisory day thing.
I think I could be convinced to do roundtable commerce roundtable. I always say them backwards.
Roundtable commerce.
Commerce Roundtable in Miami in April.
Oh, cool.
If you go and you look on the site, it says I'm a speaker.
Oh, that's what you were talking about when you were like, we could do, yeah.
Yeah, so it's funny. They must have like duplicated the landing page from literally like 2 years ago when I spoke at the event. And it's like a super old picture of me that's still like I kind of use. It's like my gaming picture.
Yeah.
And it says manager of retention at Chomps.
Yeah.
And my name is spelled wrong.
Yep.
So I'm unsure whether I'm speaking or not.
I love it. They did that last year too.
Yeah, it's funny. But I'd love to speak because last year went really well too. It was a cool panel. We spoke on like customer experience. It's interesting. We phones is a big topic this year. And then one last thing before wrapping up, just wanting to thank, it's exciting because Gorgeous is going to be sponsoring the podcast this year. And I'm just like really grateful for Gorgeous and like everything that they've done for all the businesses that I've worked for, but just investing in like the customer experience community in general and just doing more things to provide value and support to the customer experience world. It means a lot to all of us. And I'm super biased, but I've tried lots of different help desks. And it's cool to see that Gorgeous is not just a help desk, but transforming into this like conversational AI like platform that's driving revenue. And I try to be kind of like less like aggressive about Gorgeous, but I'm telling you that I have tried so many tools, and I am always going to say like I'm not help desk I am help desk agnostic. I am help desk agnostic.
Yeah, you are.
Meaning that I recommend what's best for the brand, and it just always seems
to be like, gorgeous.
It's just always gorgeous. It just always is. So there's going to be some cool things. There's a free demo in the link below. I always also say if you have any questions about Gorgeous, I'm in the weeds all the time. If you prefer to like not talk to a salesperson from Gorgeous, I'm always here too because I'll tell you the good, the bad, the ugly. But for the most part, it's very, very promising and good. And then I'm always very open about like, what are the struggles in your business and what's going on in your business? And I will tell you if Gorgeous isn't the right move because everyone's businesses are different. And again, you need to do what's best for your business. But yeah, I'm excited for Gorgeous to be a sponsor of the podcast and to be able to explore the different features of it. There's some like really, really cool like QA, AI, phone, so many things that like have been missing in just the customer experience world in general that are coming and releasing. So really, really excited for Gorgeous, and thank you for sponsoring the podcast. If you guys don't mind, please check them out in the link below. Tell them Zoe sent you. They'll give you extra gorgeous love, actually.
Say Jackie sent you.
Tell them Jackie sent you.
Say Zoe sent you.
That would
You'll get better treatment that way.
Yeah, they'll treat you like shit if you say Jackie sent you.
They're gonna be like, "Who is that?"
I'm so proud of Carmen. The content that she's putting out. Did you see the one where she had everyone drawing the gorgeous logo?
Oh no, I didn't.
It was so funny.
But she does put out really good stuff. It's actually funny.
She's the best like tech social media person I've ever seen.
Me too.
She's so like, she's also just funny. Like I think she was born to be a comedian.
Yeah.
Or
she is really funny.
Like influencer. I don't know. There's something about just like the way she talks and like her mannerisms and her like facial expressions, and she makes everyone feel so comfortable. And
she's literally hilarious. Like hilarious.
She's so funny. She was like made for I don't even know what, but like she's so good at it. So I've been really enjoying the gorgeous content that they've been putting out.
Yeah.
So shout out to them and shout out to our girl Millie. She has been throwback. I'm actually going to repost some of these on my LinkedIn. Throwback to mean support tickets.
Yeah.
Maybe we should bring that back in 2025.
You should.
We have like way more examples now.
Yeah.
Maybe we should bring them back. So yeah.
One.
You have a good one?
I just mean like one.
Yeah. So throwback to when I first started doing content for Gorgeous, I just used to read mean customer support tickets out loud, like mean tweets vibes. And it was just like very fun.
Yeah.
And also kind of like disruptive to the LinkedIn space because it was not like professional. And that was like Millie's idea. Yeah. Millie was like, I didn't know who Millie was, and she's got like the cutest accent, and she's like, I was thinking that you can do. Was
that when you first were like introduced to Millie?
Yeah. And she was like, what do you think about like, I have this idea. Like, what if you read.
Wait, I did not know that was like the beginning of you and Millie.
Yeah, it was the beginning of me and Millie. And crazy. I was like, that's a fantastic idea. Let's do it. And so then we did it. And like, it was like great, successful content for Gorgeous. And we just like made CX and like business not so serious, which is like just like this podcast.
Yeah.
Because it really isn't that serious. Like you're just, I don't know, selling shit on the internet. Like,
yeah.
It's not that.
Selling shit on the internet.
You're selling shit on the internet. Like, that's all. And people are just buying shit on the internet. It's like not that serious. And you don't have to be this like super professional person in a suit and tie to like be smart and have business, you know?
Yeah, because we had to delete those because you were like, you had to answer to people at the time. And now you don't.
Yes, there was like, I can see there's like one part where people, and we actually talk about this in a podcast that will probably be like after this, but one part of it is like you don't want to make fun of your customers, which I do not think you should ever do.
Yeah.
But there is another part of it where it's like, sometimes customers are just being like goofballs, and like they are saying they're being goofballs. They're like sending you stuff to make you laugh. So like sometimes it wasn't necessarily mean, but it's just like funny.
Yeah.
But then also if you're being an asshole, then like don't be an asshole, and you don't want people to like know about it. Yeah, then don't do it.
Yeah.
So I'm all for like just making sure that people know that they can't treat people like shit, you know?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Love that for you.
And on that note, thanks for listening to Let's Laugh About It. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, send this to your grandma.
Welcome back. Because like it's back.
It's back.
Yeah.
Hopefully maybe Jackie can join in. Oh, I think there is an episode that Jackie's going to join in that's fun.
Oh, okay.
Episode.
Fun. I don't know what it is. But.
So hopefully we can see more Jackie because I miss Jackie. So catch you next time. Peace out.
Catch you on the flippity flop.
You know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, and catch us in the next episode. And thank you for listening.